test of your reflexes.
Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of Phantasy Star Online Blue Burst. We're testing our reflexes as we get started here. But yeah, let's jump back into the grind. And if you're wondering where the hell I was yesterday, I was feeling just a little bit too tired. I wasn't able to stream. I had a long day basically. So that's kind of what happened. Anyway, hold on. I plugged in my controller a little too late, so I have to restart the game real quick. And then it should be fine. Let's hope that fixes it. Okay, my computer's detecting it at least. I know that much. Let's see if it works. I can't remember if it's this game or a different game where it usually doesn't work if I don't plug it in before I start the game, so let's see. Yeah, it's this one. It's a weird thing, but it is a thing. Alright, off we go. We finished off watching the goddamn Zelda trailer. I still gotta put up that video. That's a relatively short react compared to the other two, but I'm still gonna put that one up on my main channel too. Because why not? That was just a small teaser compared to, you know, Resident Evil Veronica and FF7. But I'll fucking take it, man. That game was a huge part of my childhood. I can't wait to stream it someday. Both the original and the remake. For Ocarina of Time. It's gonna be a good time, man. Fun very much intended. Gonna be a real big year! You watch. Yes, I am quoting Wiz Khalifa. Alright, let's do this. Anything to drop off? No, we're getting right into it, alright. Alright. Hit the gritty. I can't believe I just said that, but I'm rolling with it. First thing that came to mind, what can I say? Hit the gritty. That's my own volume. Oh, some of the songs are quiet, some are loud sometimes. I felt like that one was kind of quiet. Bullets don't know where to go. Head or chest? Head or chest? Oh shit, that dude almost cut me off. Go sneeze! There we go. Much better volume when there's no commentary. A subtle change, but significant. Alright, Waifu Rune, take it away.
This boy just... I got poisoned!
This. Hi, Flynn. She might be stalking Lantana and Leaf stream right now. I don't know. Are they in this block? Hold on a second. Wait, is that who I think it is? No? Or... I don't know. Here. There we go. I don't know if Lantis is, she might be all over the place right now, because there's a bunch of Phantasy Star streams going on at this moment, so I just left that open in case. I don't know. If you are here though, Lantis, hi! Heart emoji. She's here! Oh my god! Hi, Lantis! There we go. Hello! Thank you for joining me. I had planned on starting stream shortly after Pizza Mate finished, but I wanted to be in the raid too. So I did send my little Rado message to Lantana and Leaf. For those who don't remember, Leaf was the one who we like sort of semi-collaborated impromptu yesterday. So yeah, I said hello and I listened for a little while I got everything set up, like my lights and everything, you know, all the real life technical shit. And then once I started the stream, that's when I quietly left. I hope they're having fun though. Alright, Lance's got this motherfucker over here. I'm getting a ring light? Ooh. A ring light, eh? What's a ring light? It's just another way of saying, for like the red ring? Or am I missing... Am I being a noob? Am I missing something? Oh! Tried to switch weapons, I fucked that up. We're invincible! Go! I like that the Spotify soundtrack does include everything, including this. The power-ups. Although I think this is the speed-up shoe, actually. Yeah, that's not the invincibility theme, it's the speed-up. It's a circular light. I fucked that up. Shot too soon. Whatever, he's dead. Oh, you mean like in real life? You mean like a ring light? Yeah, that goes like in front of a monitor. Or that streamers will traditionally put it. Like, this isn't the only use for it, I'm just saying. I know what you're talking about now. Some streamers use it by putting it behind their monitor. Yeah. Okay, I got you. Sorry, I was on a bit of a space tour earlier before, sort of wound down a little bit while watching Pizza Made. It's a work gift. Aww. That's cute. Oh, I didn't click in the fucking... Oh, hold on a second. Thank you, Rati, for speaking up before I, lobbied. There we go. You gotta pick a present for 10 years of service. Damn. Sounds fancy. So basically the present was for you, if I'm understanding this correctly. Like, you got to pick what you wanted after 10 years, basically? Gotcha, okay. I understand that. Words are hard. Sometimes. Sometimes. So I got that actually from World Told's Solstice. Because I've been actually catching up on the VODs of him when him and Pizza Mate started his FF14 adventure. Another wonderful streamer y'all should check out. He plays a variety of games like I do, but he started his FF14 arc, so they gave you a book of stuff to choose from. And you saw that there was a ring light and you were like, that one. Yeah, there's certain moments where Solstice is like narrating some of the dialogue in FF14 and he's having trouble with like the way they speak and he's like, words are hard. You picked ring light, webcam, microphone combo. Oh shit, Lantis picked the streamer startup tech stack. I like it. You're like, I'm going flesh too, but let's go. I mean, I don't know what you're planning on using it for, but that's just where my mind went. Because I was like, oh shit. I was like, art streams. Oh my god, that would be so cool. And you could use the little like the lo-fi chill sessions game from Steam for like background music if you did that. Hey, you show off your little beadwork. Are you almost done with the one that you showed us progress pictures of? No. That's a slow burn project, yeah. One beat at a time. Oh, the Tails versus Eggman fight. And then we got the Eggman music. Eggman has like the second... Actually, I don't... It's a little bit hit and miss, but for the most part, his music is like almost on par with Tails' honestly. Like, especially some of his later tracks, like his final stage music is my favorite stage music of all characters. The Cosmic Space Wall, I think it's called. That shit's fucking awesome. And Eggman gets that one. Look at that. Force a habit. Like, I didn't even have to do that, and I did it anyway. Oh, right, so I never finished saying this at the beginning of stream, that I was gone because I was a little too tired yesterday, which is true. But the thing I was going to follow up on, for those who were watching when I said that at the beginning, I'll do what I did last time. I'll basically do a 2-hour stream tomorrow or something like that to make up for it. And I'm not doing it today simply because I hung out on Pizza Mate's stream, so I started late, basically. Otherwise, I would have done it today. But I think it's good that I'm going to do it tomorrow because I am also a little tired even today a little bit. So we got a big rockcast called I Don't Know. Whoa. Force a habit. Yeah. I was like, I'll do a 2-hour stream today. I was like, oh wait, I wanted to hang out on Pizza Mate's stream today. I was like, I'll do a 2-hour stream tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. We got plenty of time. So I could either just do an hour and a half tomorrow and then an hour and a half on Saturday before the event's over. Or I can, you know, do a 2-hour stream. This time I'll actually do a 2-hour stream. I'll just do it tomorrow. I don't want to risk it on Saturday. If I start too late and the event ends before I can get, you know, make up for the lost time, I'm screwed. So I'll just do a 2-hour stream tomorrow to be safe. Did I accidentally put solo or something? I hope I didn't like I hope I didn't set the thing wrong. I don't think there's anywhere to check either. No. Well, somebody got something. Kalis has found S Parts version 2.01 after defeating Gilchek. Oh shit, Lantis was getting changed. We got Bon. The Bon Bros are in the house. All right, let's go. I love it. Congrats to the person who got the, I don't even know what it was anymore. I just finished reading it out, but I lost it. We got Bon and Bon. Now, if only we could have Vanessa at the same time, then we'd have the whole trio. The whole family would be here. All 3 siblings would be here. Look, we even got the same pair of machine guns, man. I'm taking some screenshots of this. Yeah, there we go. I had to get some action shots. Oh god, I'm trapped. I'll get out. Ah, he's not letting me move. Damn it. Well, one of them will back up eventually. Or I can just spam X until one of them dies. There we go. That's a lot of blocking. I appreciate the help. See, like, even this track, man, it's the second stage song. Dude, the soundtrack for Sonic Adventure 2 just fucking slaps. Just got fucked up. Alright. I don't know. And Bon. I appreciate you joining me for some Dragon Loops. Dragon Loop cereal. Yummy and tasty. Itchy tasty. We're almost to the Resident Evil series. Still got a long ways to go. I gotta finish the damn travel vlogs after this is over on starting Monday next week, and then we finally finish the last Five Nights at Freddy's game. The one that I had, the last one I had planned anyway, which was Security Breach. And we move on to our next horror game, which I would say was gonna be my favorite. I want to spoil which one it is. Definitely been my favorite. No, I don't even want to say. I don't even want to say. But there, I might interject a very small 2-game franchise. Like, it only had 2 games, and it was an indie game. Right before going into that one. Uh-oh. I haven't decided yet. But we'll get there when we get there. So many amazing games got fucking announced and are releasing like very soon. Just over the next fucking year. It's insane. It's too much, man. I'm just like, dude. Fucking Zelda Ocarina of Time, Grand Theft Auto 6, Resident Evil Veronica, Resident Evil 9, I haven't even played yet. That came out a little while ago. FF7 Revelation, Ever Cold for FF14. Like, dude. Give me time to breathe. Ladies, the spirit is willing, but the flesh... I can't remember the rest of what he says there. Oh, God. Fucking Futurama reference. I know he was insinuating the flesh needs a break, but it's like... they're trying to kill you. That's sort of the point. The flesh is spongy. Is that actually what he says? Oh my god, if that's... I gotta go back and watch that, dude. If that's actually what he says, that's fucking hysterical. Honestly, though. It's too funny. Yeah, dude, no. Eggman's music is just as good as Tails'. Like, it's just... this music is top notch right here. It's good shit. Hit the lobby button. I hit the button. Might hear a little bit though. I don't know if Lantis had AFK or something. Oh wait. So fucking good, man. Check your DMs. Ah, I gotcha. I see there's a little one there, yeah. Let me make this room and I'm gonna look. We need rest. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy and bruised. He really does say that. Oh my god, I love how they come out in their underwear. You know, I was overhearing my brother talk about Vieira's, I guess, This must be like a Dawn Trail thing, because if not, I would know. I feel like I would know about this. This must be like either a side quest or a main scenario quest for Dawn Trail or something he was talking about. But he said that Vieras are kind of like how they depicted these chicks in Futurama. But they dropped some hints about it because they said he said that an NPC apparently says, again, don't know if it's main scenario or side quest, but an NPC says something along the lines of like, if your character is male, so if your character in FF14 is male, they will say like, hey, you know, like we really appreciate like what you did to help us out or something, some person, and they'll be like, but you know, the village back home, like, it's, you know, it's the ladies basically referring to the female Vieras because it's a matriarchal society, and it's women and the men are just kind of like sent out. They live separately. And so the women back home are like, they've been looking for male mates and there haven't been that many lately or something. It's like implying that they're getting kind of, you know, they're getting a little desperate. So, you know, if you ever want to come help the situation, you're free to come. I was like, holy shit. They were saying that they were like, I guess, feral or something. That they get a little horny from time to time. I was like, ah, that's why they live separately. This is population control. Otherwise they'll mate like rabbits. From what I remember in the lore that I've seen, the male Vieras basically live on the outskirts of the villages, like really far out. Mina, kid, snoo, get them! Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, that's a good shit. Yeah, so basically female Vieras in FF14 are like that. I was like, okay. I was debating it, thanks. I don't need those, but I thought about it, But yeah, it's good stuff. I was like, I can't wait to verify that. Like, if I'm gonna pay real close attention when I go through Dawn Trail and see if I see that segment that he's talking about. I'll remember. I'll definitely remember that. But yeah, I remember seeing... This is kind of spoilers for Stormblood. It's for optional side content. It's an Alliance Raid story thing. But for those, you know... For those who don't want nothing spoiled for FF14, now's your chance to, you know... Because I'm gonna spoil something for it. I'll keep it actually kind of vague. I don't actually have to say the name of any characters. I'll just say this. When they introduce Vieras as part of the game and its lore, before they were made playable characters, which happens in an Alliance raid for Stormblood. They introduce an NPC that's a Viera, and it's the first one you ever see. That was before the expansion where they made Vieras playable, where you can actually make one. When they introduce her, there's an NPC you can talk to who gives you lore on how Vieras live, essentially. And I remember explaining the separation between the men and the women, and they said that basically the men live on the outskirts. This is my favorite song, by the way. This is the one I was talking about. The men live on the outskirts and they protect the village from really far away. And the women are the main, it's a matriarchal society. They run the whole village and raise the kids and teach them, how to hunt and everything. And Vieras are pretty ambiguous until they reach a certain age. It's what they said. And then once they can once they can tell which ones are boys and girls, I don't know how often this happens, but the men will come back to the village and they'll take the boys with them the next time they go out. They come back, they mate again, basically, and then they take the boys out and they teach them how to live as the male Viera, which is in complete seclusion and solitude on the outskirts of the villages, just taking care of the villages from far away. So they're so secluded, the male Vieras were so secluded that you almost never see one. This was the lore because they never intended to make male Viera playable. They obviously retconned, they didn't retcon the lore, but they made, they made male Vieras playable because players demanded it. But because they hadn't intended to do that when they first, they decided to make male Viera, like, they were not going to be existent as playable characters. They weren't even going to make them NPCs, so they just decided to say that you never see one because they're so secluded or whatever. That was like the lore. Let me check the chat log. You want die like last men visit Amazonia? And so then there's one of the last options, dialogue options you get with this NPC is asking something along the lines of like, oh, that sounds kind of tragic. Like they can't live together. Like the men and the women, they're almost like star-crossed lovers in a way. Like they can't actually have like if they follow their tradition, because they did mention Vieira's split away, some of them split away and decide to make their own life outside of those traditional norms, and they go become adventurers. That was the lore explanation for being able to make a female Viera character. Anyway, so there's one dialogue option where you ask like, that seems kind of lonely or something, yada yada. And the guy says, oh yeah, I asked about that too. I asked one of the Vieras about it, and she said, and I'm paraphrasing, but she said basically along the lines of like, there's more to love, essentially, love between, like a couple, like two people, than like what happens beneath the loincloth, referring to, downstairs. Like saying, just because we can't, be physically intimate all the time because we don't live together, doesn't mean we're any less connected to each other. Like they're mates, they're partners. Like they're actually, even if they have to live separate from each other, they still love each other, and that never changes. I was like, aw, that's adorable. I was like, that stuck with me. I was like, it's really cool. That was like a female Viera that the NPC talked to, and then he relays that to you when you ask him these questions. It's good stuff. So I guess in a way they kind of almost are like star-crossed lovers. They remain like, emotionally attached to each other even though they have to live separately from each other. I thought that was really cool. But I guess, once in a while, they probably also get a little frisky. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I just switched back to... I was like, wait a minute. She might have... I had Discord up, so I wasn't looking at the chat. Valenta said that Blizzard did the same thing with High Elves, too. Oh, that's really cool. I was gonna say, I guess even if that's the case, the last thing I said about the Viera, there isn't always a one-to-one population, right? Of like men and women. So some of the women who are probably like they don't have like a stable partner for whenever the mating ritual happens once every who knows how long, they'll probably just take an outsider and be like, yeah, sure, he's good enough. I'll get some snoo off that guy. Gotta keep the population numbers up. And they've already established plenty of times that there are, like, you actually see them in game. There are interracial characters. Or biracial, they call them? Yeah, there are biracial characters in FF14. You can't make one. Maybe they'll change that someday. You can't make one, but there are NPCs who are like half elf, or half Elysian, half human. There's one of those in the story. I think that's the only actual example they show you. But yeah, like, that is obviously a thing. Again, it makes sense because some of the Viera grow up and decide they don't like their traditions and they leave. They become adventurers or just make their life somewhere else and live differently. So they just, they'll sometimes end up with someone not of the same race. Yeah, there is one character. There is one biracial character I can think of right now. An Elysian and a Hure. They basically just made her ears slightly less pointy than an Elezen, but obviously pointier than a Cure. I think she's a Midlander too, out of like the selectable races, I guess, or whatever. Oh shit! I'm typing in the I was typing in the fucking Twitch chat. I was about to write /lobby in the Twitch chat. BRB? Oh, okay. Take your time. I don't know who IDK is, but... Hi! Just picture the Peter Griffin voice, you know? I'll do a quick solo run while Lantis gets back. IDK the Rawcast. Roar and stuff. XD. Jamming out over here. Oh, it's when they transform into Supersonic and did they ever establish the name? Is it Hyper Shadow or Super Shadow? I'm guessing it's Super. I don't know. Funny they put this one here, because this is like when Sonic and Shadow first fight, which is way before that other one. Or not first fight, but right before their final battle against each other. Got the Rouge soundtrack. Oh, they're both gone. I hope everything's okay. Shit. I haven't done that in a while. Vanessa's back! It's Vanessa! Hi, Vanessa! How are you? Oh my god, this is cute. The color scheme match and everything. I got pictures with Vanessa and Bon, my two siblings. Welcome back, Lantis. Oh man. Level 150. Levels away. The semi-group photo. Got one with Bon, one with Vanessa. I don't think we're gonna level in the next like 15-20 minutes, but it could happen. There's a chance. And if it doesn't, it'll be the first thing that happens on tomorrow's stream. That's for sure. But we're almost there. I'm getting excited. We're almost at the finish line. It's still up in the air, but I do think there's a big chance it'll happen in, there's a big chance it's gonna happen in July, basically. And then we start grinding Salacia during the August anniversary event. I'm just kidding. I still plan on playing her off stream. And she'll be leveled more naturally. No Dragon Loop 0 for her. I only did that with her a few times to get her to ultimate level 80. But from this point on, I'm pretty much just going to use her to play with, like, any of my friends, you know, Lantis, Pizza, anyone else, on or off stream. Either way. Whether it's on stream or off stream, I'll level up Salacia. Should be a good time. Need to get ready for bed? Ah, okay. Well, thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate the fun adventures. Yeah, I'll come back out. There we go. How do you do the wave? Shit. Thank you too, Lantis. Which... I forgot how to wave. I forgot how to... Alright. There we go. Try to catch that one, but... I forgot which button it was. I can bow though. Yeah, there we go. I can bow. Have a wonderful night, sis. Thank you so much for joining me on stream. And I appreciate the Dragon Loops runs. Bye. Have a good time. Hope you sleep well and have a wonderful night. Oh, here. I'll do my own. Where is it? There we go. There we go. Good night. I almost forgot how late I started because I was, you know, because I started later from what I said earlier. And I was like, oh, that's right. It's already 7:30. Usually my streams are, well, it's kind of a joke for me to say usually they're an hour earlier, right? Because like I'm all over the fucking place. Like I cannot for the life of me just start at a consistent time. And this is sidetracking me to another conversation that, or not really a conversation, but something that came up on Solstice's stream. I was just talking about watching his VODs for FF14, right? At one point, he really made me laugh when he said, I don't know much about the characteristics of ADHD, and from what I've heard, it seems to manifest differently for a lot of people. But maybe one of the things that is, like, common amongst ADHD was something he mentioned that made me laugh. He said, he was taking his medication. He said, oh yeah, I gotta take my ADHD medication, right? And he said, what did he say? Somebody else said, oh yeah, like, they related to it. They said that, like, they have it too, right? And he's like, yeah! He's like, ADHD gang, rise up! And he said, or represent, he said. And he said, you know, when you get around to it. and he said that because he mentioned that he was gonna do his dishes one day. And then he just completely forgot to do them. And the next morning, he was gonna make himself some breakfast and he was all excited about what he was gonna eat. And then he saw that there was a bunch of dishes he forgot to wash just sitting in the sink, and he was like, ah, fuck. And so he was basically just implying that ADHD can make you, I guess, forgetful, but I wasn't sure if he meant ADHD itself or the medication that he's taking for it. But it really made me laugh when he said, represent, you know, we can get around to it, he said. I can only assume he might have been talking about the hyperfixation issue, where, like, because I know this happens to me. I think everybody has it to a different severity. Like there's a spectrum for it, for like how severe it is for everybody. Kind of like OCD, right? Like I have OCD tendencies, but I'm not full on like super obsessive about every little thing or whatever. And so, yeah, I think what he's referencing might be the hyperfixation issue, where he mentions like, you know, when you get around to it, because like there are several days where I will say, okay, I gotta do this thing, but I'm just not feeling up to it right now. Maybe later, maybe some other day. And sometimes days or weeks, depending on what it is, days or weeks or months will go by and I'll just be like, I'll get it done later, I'll get it done later. And then suddenly out of nowhere, one day I'll just wake up, usually after really good sleep, but sometimes it's just random. I'll just wake up and be like, I really feel inspired to do that one thing right now. I'm finally gonna get that done today. I've been putting that off forever. I'm gonna get it done today. I really want to do it. Like, I just go from having no urge to do that whatsoever to suddenly being like, I want to do that really bad right now. Like, so I don't know if he's referencing that. It could be something similar. Like I said, it probably manifests a little differently for everybody, and it could have something to do with the medication. Also, I don't know. I just thought he made me laugh with that line. I think it's a natural-born comedian. He's got a great vibe. I'm enjoying watching him and Pizza Mate banter on his first couple FF14 VODs. I still gotta catch up on the latest ones too. I wasn't able to be there for some of those. For good reason. I was at Anime North when I think he or just coming back from it and was, you know, too busy with other things I couldn't really... It was around that time, basically. when he did a stream that I completely missed for F14. We have a mutual understanding about the female NPCs in that game, though, which Pizza does not like at all. I remember telling him at one point, he started getting all like saying that like Mother Mion is like into him and stuff because of the way she talks and how she's always happy to see him. He's just like, part of his shtick is saying that like, oh, she's secretly into him, she's putting the moves on him and all this shit, and Pizza's getting all pissed off because he's like trying to make a harem out of the NPCs for himself and his character. I mean, that's right up my fucking alley. Like, that's the kind of, I mean, you know me. For fuck's sake, I mean, we got this on the fucking channel. So it's like, that's right up my alley, right? So I just like, we like instantly connected on that level. And I'm just sitting there cheering him on. I'm like, yep, you know what? Actually, yeah. I was like, I support this. I immediately typed in the chat. I was like, every female NPC in this game is into you, is into your character. Which is, I hope he's not watching, but obviously that's not true. But I decided to turn it into a thing. And Pizza was like, Leon, don't encourage him. I forgot what he said in response to that, but he like also laughed about it. And then the very next stream, the very next FF14 stream, something happened with another female character, and he was like, wow, you know, he's like, I wasn't really sure if I should believe Leon or not when he first said this, but I think he was right when he said that every female NPC is into me. So he's like, I'm feeling it. It's a vibe. What makes this more hysterical, I should put more context into this for those who don't know. What makes it funnier is the fact that he plays a Lalafell, which it matches his energy so well. Like, he's a little gremlin. And that's what we should say. Gremlins rise up. Because like me, Lantis, and him, we're all gremlins. Holy shit! Lantana VT with the 15 viewer raid! Oh, snap! Hold on.
Bitch.
This fucker almost got away from me. There we go. Give me 1 second. Lantana and his emos have left the mosh pit. We are raiding you for all your monster and cookies. There's the raid. Thank you so much, Lantana. I hope your stream with Leaf went amazing. There's Leaf right there also. Good to see you again, Leaf. We watched the Zelda trailer yesterday together. Holy shit. Welcome on in, Raiders. I know you guys were doing like a little co-stream too. Here, let me give you a shout out. Okay, Leaf rated too. Okay, it was 2 back to back. I almost didn't catch. Good thing I scrolled up. So both of you rated. So Lantana VT rated with 15 viewers and Leaf with 11. Thank you both very much. Now I definitely have to get myself that bot so that I can actually shout people out back to back, because I think it's gonna ask me to cool down for like, it's gonna ask me for a cooldown of like 5 minutes before I can shout out Leaf too. So I hope you don't mind. I gotta get myself an actual bot. I gotta be a real streamer, you know. I gotta be a real streamer. Hey, thank you for following Bartending Tango. I remember you. It's been a while, but I remember you. You also have a really great vibe on stream. I remember when I don't think it was I joined a Pizza Made raid on your channel, and yeah, you were also you're a very funny, entertaining man as well. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. But yeah, congratulations on the impromptu collab. There's Pizza Made as well. There's a lot going on. There's Pizza Made. Hi, Pizza Made. We got Bartending Tango. We got Ios in the chat. Leaf. Hypernatremia. I like that. High presence of salt in the blood. Not the exact translation, but I was just kind of, you know. Yeah. High concentration of salt present in blood. More or less. That's hypernatremia. Yeah, hi everybody. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it so much. Let me see if I can... How long is it gonna ask me to wait before I can do another shout out? Y'all just caught me doing my usual dragon loops. I appreciate the raids. It's probably gonna tell me I have to wait a few more minutes. Fat fingered. 1 second. Leafs. I don't want to mess this up. See what it says. Oh, okay, no, it's just another 36 seconds. Okay, so just 36 more seconds. It's not 5 minutes, thank God. We don't have to wait that long. Yeah, did you know I am a bungus? No. I know it's part of your name, but I don't know what that is. Feel free to fill me in, though. But yeah, if I'm missing any chat messages, I do apologize. I'm not used to my chat moving this fast. But once again, hi to everybody who came in, and welcome on in. My name is Leon Starcrest, and I stream a variety of games, but today, and specifically whenever there's 150% EXP boost on Iffinia, the Iffinia server for PSO Blueburst, I grind towards level 200. It'll be my first time ever reaching level 200 with any PSO character I've ever made in my life. This character specifically, Vaughn, is a reincarnation of my old GameCube character by the same name, same class and everything, that I played growing up with my brother and my cousins when this game first released on GameCube. We all played together. And I got Vaughn to level 168 before I finally got bored of the game, and at that point I was the only one playing it. My brother and my cousins had already gotten bored and moved on as well. We never got to play it online. It was all offline, split screen. And yeah, I just decided to come back to get Vaughn to level 200 as a way of like sort of finishing his story from way back then, you know? It's like kind of my way of I don't know, like honoring him from back then, as well as, more importantly, the memories, the childhood memories I have of playing with my brother and my cousins. I feel like I'm trying to honor that more than anything by doing this. And so I decided to do it the most like efficient way that I could possibly do it, without like, there's a number of ways to do it efficiently, but for my style of play, this was the most efficient way. It was just killing the dragon over and over, using TTF to get to it really, really fast. And so we've come to calling it Dragon Loop Cereal. Lantis came up with that name. She's making box art for it too. We're gonna make it an actual cereal box. And yeah, that's more or less what's going on right now. So, all right, back to the chat. There's my intro. I didn't mean to be that long-winded, but I ramble sometimes. Quick, spam him with questions. Lantana with fast chat, fast chat. So Leaf is the CEO of Bungus? What is... Let me move my microphone. So Bungus is like a corporation. It's like a company. Bro moving at the speed of light. What's your favorite PSO weapon? It would be... I saw Tango ask that. My favorite PSO weapon would have to be the Twin Sabers. Which is why I like Viper and FF14 so much, because you can switch between having a Twin Saber or a Double Saber. So you can either be Darth Maul or be Musashi. Switch between them. Those are the two like favorite kinds of weapons that I like in this game, but you can only have one at a time in this game. You have to pick one or the other. You can switch between them, sure, you know, manually, like the way you switch weapons, but yeah, I would have to say it's tied with those, with Double Sabers and Twin Sabers. I think Twin refers to one in each hand, and Double is when they're connected back to back, I believe. Either way, it's both. Almost 200, yeah, I'm almost there. Split screen PSO was really good. Pizza Maid says, do I need to shake my head? Well, Pizza Maid, you came in when I was talking about your FF14 streams with, World Solstice. Well, he's the one streaming and you were joining for it. I decided to rewatch the VODs of the first couple streams so I could see what I missed recently, and I love how much he makes you shake your head. Me and him are kindred spirits, we understand each other. We're both, very much into, the waifus, you know. The waifus.
He's pulling his car now!
So yeah. Two, what is it like to be Lord of the Dragon Claw? I don't know. I don't know, Pizza, it's a good question. I like to think Bungus is like a burger, but plural. That's so valid, Pookie. I like how you call it a Pookie! Pookie, like Solstice's Lalafell character. His name Pookie Shankerson. That is actually his FF14 character name, and it is a male Lalafell. Twin Sabers, good pick. You can get them pretty easily from farming, yeah. What will you do after 200? Do it again on Diva Loca? Yes, but that won't necessarily be an on-stream only thing. So this character and getting to 200 on this character for Affinia specifically, for these streams, the purpose was to make sure all EXP was obtained on stream and on stream only. It's the only time I will ever do that though. I was actually saying just a couple minutes ago, before Lantis went to sleep, I was telling her that when I finish getting this character to 200, I will also start leveling up Salacia. And also, like you said, the Diva Loca version of Vaughn, so I can actually see the credits for clearing the story on Ultimate one day on stream. So I do want to get them really high, not to 200 maybe, but like really high up there so that I can finish a story playthrough of Ultimate by myself on Diva Loca and actually see a much better credit sequence that shows Rico and Floen. But all of these things are things I will do both on stream and off stream and while playing with friends. So I'm not going to be spamming dragon loops anymore with any new characters that I decide to level up or whatever. I'm going to be doing a variety of things. Like on Diva Loca, if they bring TTF there again, like they did for a few months ago for one of the like events, then yeah, sure. So I can level him up faster. But like for the most part, I'm just going to play the game naturally and just switch between on and off stream. Like whenever I do collaborations with, you know, like Pizza Made Lantana or somebody else. It's not gonna be like this anymore where I'm just like hard grinding dragon loops for Vaughn, you know what I mean? So level 200, the first boss of RT only? What's RT? Oh right, the basically TTF for episode 2, yeah, the Barbary. If you had any car in the world and you had a private mechanic that would fix it for free, what car would it be? That's the thing, I'm not familiar with cars. It's very hard for me to match cars with their names, even their manufacturers sometimes, until I look at the logo on usually on the front grille or on the back. I'm like so not into like the car culture that it's to the point where if a crime happens and a cop asks me what car they were driving, I'll be like, it's bad. Like I actually need to learn the names of cars because I can't even give a description if something happens. I can't even give a description to the cops. So Lantana says the Lexus. See, I draw a blank. I don't even know what that looks like. I know the logo, but like every car company has multiple models of similar cars, so I don't know. The 1968 Plymouth Roadrunner would be decently fast for... Oh, they're talking about... Okay. For Barbara, the LNK38. We got car talk in the chat. Alright, I totally forgot to do this. It wasn't that long ago. There we go. A shout out for Leaf. I'm trying to remember to do another one. Oh, Hector found the Heart of Sorcerer's Cane after defeating a guild chick. Well, congratulations, Hector. See, I have no idea what they're talking about. Right up there with a 93 LT1 Corvette. I gotta say, one of the funniest memories I have with bartending Tango. I'm pretty sure Tango was deep into his cups, as they say in FF14, on stream. He was giggling with his friends. I'm pretty sure he was deep in his cups, as they say. And I was taking a space tour around the Earth at the same time. And I mentioned saying something along those lines, and he started laughing when he saw my message. He was just like, Leon's not even here right now, he's somewhere else. been a sucker for the Roadrunner since you were a baby android. Aw. I'll have to look up what these cars look like. Tango it takes bets like something insane with chat. I can't remember what he said though. He said something pretty funny when I basically confessed that I was, you know, high as fuck. The FF saying for being drunk is that guy is, or that person is deep in their cups. They're deep in their cups. That's legitimately what they say. That dude just did 12 tequila shots, man. He's fucked up. You see the empty cups everywhere? The little shot glasses.
Bruh.
And the dragon died. Alright, let me, yeah. Snake!
Colonel, what's gotten into you?
Lolly low, lolly low.
Colonel, snap out of it. Colonel! Colonel!
You even hear the codec call close off. Most people might not know where that one's from, but it's from Smash Bros. That one, that does not happen in a Metal Gear Solid game. That happens on Snake's, in Snake's Shadow Moses stage for Super Smash Bros. He gets different codec calls as long as he's one of the characters in the fight when that level is chosen. He gets different codec calls depending on who he's fighting with or who else is in the battle. That specific one with Colonel, that wasn't even the full version of it, but that specific one with Colonel happens if you fight Luigi. For some reason, it's just like, Luigi's such an enigma. They just decided to give the weirdest, most like tinfoil hat type codec call for Snake for that level be with Luigi for some reason. It like has nothing to do with Luigi at all. I love those Easter eggs. I sat there doing them as often as I could. Yeah, I did all of them one time too, yeah. It's super good. Also, hi Jathan. The implication is a ghost possesses the Colonel, yeah, and it turns him into like worshipping the Patriots because he starts saying lale lule lo. Which, for those who don't know Metal Gear Solid lore, lale lule lo is a reference to a group called the Patriots, and I won't get into it too much, but they're like the villainous entity of the whole series. At least all the way up to Metal Gear Solid 4. But anyway, yeah, I'd never actually thought of it until Isles pointed it out right now. I guess what you're saying is that because of Luigi's Mansion, which had to do with ghosts, they're saying that the Colonel was possessed by a ghost in Luigi's presence. I get what you're saying. Okay, that's actually pretty cool if that's the thing, yeah. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, I never thought of that before. That's pretty cool. It turns him into JD. Yeah, JD's one of the Patriots. I don't want to spoil too much for those who might want to play Metal Gear Solid one day themselves, right? But we'll leave it at that. Or at least that's all I'll say anyway. I was like, what am I waiting for? I felt like I had a weird, yeah. It is, yeah. Definitely. And I have streamed it on my channel, so for those of you who've been watching me for a long time, you already know what we're talking about if you watch those videos. I did stream the Metal Gear Solid series starting from Metal Gear 1 for not the NES. I think it was like a PC thing called the MSX or something. Yeah, it's this PC thing that existed back in the 80s called the MSX. Metal Gear 1 and 2 were for that console. Well, it's not console, it was a PC thing. It was a weird PC peripheral. And then the first one was ported to NES, but the story was completely changed, and it was very jank. Number 2 didn't get ported, I think. Well, now, I'm talking about back then, but now they're both available on the Metal Gear Solid 3 disc as bonus games, Metal Gear 1 and 2. Yeah, we did Metal Gear 1, 2, the whole Solid series, all the way to 4. It was fun. Fun time. Yes, Metal Gear Solid 4 is like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Yeah, it's like watching almost 9 movies in a row. Yep. And yet, the last time we watched it, the cutscenes actually felt short for me. Think about that for a second. Again, for those of you who know what I stream and what we were just talking about a few minutes ago, what other game do I play? Final Fantasy 14. Final Fantasy 14 is like the only game I know that can beat Metal Gear Solid's cutscene lengths. And I've played through the game enough times that it has now desensitized me to the length of Metal Gear Solid cutscenes that now feel short by comparison. Like, as we were going through Metal Gear Solid 4, I was legitimately going, oh, it's over already? Oh. The cutscene's over? Okay. I was like, these cutscenes are short. I was like, these are rookie numbers compared to FF14. Okay, Tango says, alright, I've got my next question. Ready? You ready? Yeah, I'm ready. What's up? Tales series has some long cutscenes. My brother would know more about those. He's played more of those. I never really got into the Tales series. I played a little bit of Tales of Destiny 2 and Symphonia with him. That's another one we played with my cousins on the GameCube as well, because that one was 4-player multiplayer. But Tales of Destiny 2, 2-player co-op, we played a little bit of that back in the day when it came out for PlayStation. Tales of Symphonia, and then that was it. He kept going with the series, I didn't really. But if you could live an exotic lifestyle outside of the norm, like Rick and Casablanca, I don't know what that is, or Archer on Pirate Island. I assume you mean the Adult Swim show Archer, which I also never watched, but I knew of it. What would you pick? So those are just examples, I'm guessing. Okay. This is one I have to think about. I think having an island all to myself, if we're talking like really exotic lifestyle, like really out there and money isn't an object and all that shit, having an actual island to just do whatever you want and throw parties and stuff like that, that does feel like the default go-to. If there were really no limits to what you could do, so like, if one day I decided, okay, I just want to party, and then another day I decided, you know what, I want to turn this into a research center to save marine biology wildlife, and then maybe switch back and forth between the two. If I could just do anything with it, if I had an island to myself and just do whatever I wanted, and infinite resources, yeah, I'd probably have some fun experimenting and playing around with that. I could get down with that, actually. Adult Swim Archer, are you referring to Frisky Bingo? Was that like a character that was on that show? You never seen Casablanca? I've never heard of it, actually. Or maybe if I've heard of it, it's like really in the back recesses of my mind. That name does not ring a bell. Like, it almost kind of does, but I might be confusing it with something else. So I'm not sure if I have heard of it. I could be confusing it with something else. Because Casablanca just means White House. So, you know, in Spanish. So I don't know. But yeah, that's the best answer I could come up with on the spot. Alright, I should be able to do another shout out at this point. It probably doesn't take that much longer. Shout out Pizza Maid. There we go. See if I can try to get through everybody. Let me actually check the cooldown length for this. If I try to do another one, it should tell me. This is why I need to get a proper bot, like a real streamer. I'll get around to it. like Solstice said, ADHD. Get around to it. One day I'll wake up and be like, I'm gonna do that today. I actually want to do that today. That thing I've been putting off forever. Yeah, let me try and see if it tells me though. This is about another 30 seconds, so it's really not that long. Okay. Thank you, Flynn. You're welcome, pizza. You know how that is? Yeah, we were talking about ADHD earlier. I was referencing Solstice making a couple jokes about ADHD, and one of the ones that made me laugh the hardest is when he said, ADHD gang represent, and he said, you know, when you get around to it. Because he was talking about how he takes medication for it, and then what I just described happens. Like, he'll be like, oh, I'm gonna do that later, and then he completely forgets, wakes up the next morning, and he's like, oh shit, I completely forgot to do that, damn it. So I was like, just kind of mostly thinking out loud and wondering like what the actual symptoms are and if or how they manifest differently in everybody, because it's a spectrum like most things. Like I have OCD tendencies, but I'm not like full on OCD about things. It took me a long time to get Nightbot. I think I have Nightbot, except it's just sitting there doing nothing. Like I have it to accept commands. The problem is I'm not programming the bots to do anything. Like I think I have the stream elements bot too, and it's just kind of sitting there. Like I just have to, what I'm lazy about is actually putting the commands into them so that they actually can do something when people use the slash command, you know what I mean? But they're there, they're in the channel. It's just, you know, they have no instructions to follow essentially. That's the problem. Gonna head out for midnight. Gotta pack my brekkie for tomorrow and try and get some semblance of rest. All right, good night, Leaf. Thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate you, friend. I hope you have a wonderful night and sleep well. Have a great stream, but thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope you have wonderful sleep. And I completely, oh, whatever. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you for coming by, friend. I'll survive this. Let's see. Nighty Bungus. Turn on the defaults. There's defaults for it? If there's a button for defaults, I'm all for that. I'll go check that right after the stream. Honestly. I thought he was closer than that. Too far away. Phew. There we go. Isn't this just the best, like, unwinding music ever? It's super sad and tragic because of what's happening in the story, but isn't it just, like, a vibe? Isn't it just a vibe at the same time? Exploded his heart. I did the 5-point palm exploding heart technique from Kill Bill 2. If I just said that perfectly, word for word, out of such an old memory, because I haven't seen that in like over a decade, that's incredible. I don't know if I just said the name exactly as it's supposed to be off the cuff from a really, really old memory or not, but... Yeah, you're welcome, Tango. This music is great outro music. I'm actually, yeah, it's actually about time for me to wrap up my stream. It's time to say goodnight, everybody. Go ahead and say goodnight, Vaughn. Thank you all very much for watching. I appreciate the support across all platforms. Please do take care of yourselves, stay safe, and above all, don't die. I love you all very much. Thank you very much for all the support across all platforms yet again. Thank you for the raids, and I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and good night. And I will see you all next time. Take it away, Vaughn.
Son of a bitch.
Oh! The backflip! All right, Leon. Now I get to ask my fun drink question before you go. Yeah, I'm still here. Don't worry. What is it? I just want to do a fun little outro like that. Uh oh, did Tango leave? Was my outro too long? Okay, no, he's here. He's here. Okay, what is it? What's up? Yeah, let me bring my webcam back on. What you got? This is supposed to be lyricless. It's supposed to be the version that plays after the sad music we just heard for the credit sequence for Sonic Adventure 2. It's supposed to follow up with this one, but it still has like some lyrics for some reason. On Spotify anyway. But hey, it's still a good outro vibe. Alright, let's see. Everyone has one liquor that they can't even smell anymore. It's either too much or, oh no, you're just saying it's too much for them. They can't handle the smell. It's not that they can't smell, it's that they can't handle it. Because they had a terrible hangover from it. What's yours? I don't have one. Because I avoid hangovers like they're from the devil. Ever since the first time I ever had one. And yeah, I rarely get them because I make it a point not to. I drink a shit ton of water. So I don't have a... I can smell any liquor and I'm fine. It doesn't trigger some kind of PTSD. Goldschlager or Rumpelmints? I've never heard of those. Mine is Salerno Blood Orange Liquor. Okay. That's excellent. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I don't have one because I've never actually gotten like... I've never gotten drunk off of just one specific liquor. Like even when we went, even at Anime North, we were drinking whiskey for breakfast. This whiskey called Shanky's that June had, that he brought. And then we did shots from all kinds of different stuff, sometimes later in the hotel. And I couldn't even name any of the liquors we were using, because to me, 90% of the time, liquor is just liquor, so I'm just like, yeah, I'll do one of those, fuck it. And I'll just, like, it all tastes the same to me. It's just fucking alcohol. I'm like, fuck it, yeah, I'll do that one, okay, whatever. And I don't even remember, I don't even make it a point to try and remember what the fuck I drink most of the time, unless it really, really stands out. For me, for something to stand out, it has to be flavorful. So usually it's not shots, it's mixed drinks, like pina coladas and stuff like that. But yeah, so I made sure to stay hydrated. I drank a large, like, cup of water for every single shot that I did, and I didn't wake up with a hangover. And I don't always succeed. Sometimes I still do get hangovers when I fuck up and I don't take enough water because I miscalculate. But yeah, I've never actually gotten like a hangover so bad from any one type of liquor that I'm just like, I can't handle that liquor anymore or whatever. Like I can't stand the smell of it. That's never happened to me before. I didn't even know that was a thing. That's crazy. Also, I am a very weak drinker anyway. Like, I can handle a lot of drinks, but what I mean is I don't do it often. I only do it socially. Like, drinking is something I only do if I'm around friends who are also doing it, and that's it. And so that's why I'm describing my most recent experience, which was at Anime North at the hotel with June and Lantis. June, Lantis, and a few of our other friends, like friends of theirs that I got to meet. They're all amazing people. Yeah, we had some good times drinking in the hotel on certain nights. It was fun. Do you have a sipper you enjoy? I love whiskey for sipping. No, I gotta say. When it comes to sipping, like just sipping on something, it's just what I said, it's mixed drinks. So margaritas, anything fruity or flavorful like a margarita. Pina coladas became my favorite when I first discovered them like 6 years ago. 5 years ago, on top of the Strat Tower in Las Vegas. I tried a pina colada for the first time and instantly fell in love with it and said, fuck margaritas. Margaritas became like my side bay. I know this might be hard to hear, Pizza, I'm sorry. But margarita became like my side bay and I just, pina colada took the throne of being #1 alcohol waifu. You know? It is what it is. So if I could sip on anything slowly, it would be pina coladas #1 and margaritas a backup. I like mixed drinks. You were a bartender at a hotel. I always said if they can crawl to the elevator, then whatever. I even have alcohol waifus? I do now. It's just like, dude, pizza's like, what? You It's just something I literally came up with on the spot, pizza. I literally just invented it. Oh, Tango's keeping it a secret where he worked as a bartender. Alcohol waifus, right? Like, I think we just invented something new for the internet, and the internet's gonna love us tomorrow. We're gonna become legends now. People are gonna clip this and reference this. And now, you know how, like, when the PS5 came out, people made, like, fan art of, like, a waifu version of the PS5? So it's basically, like, a really hot-ass anime chick dressed in, like, the color scheme and sort of the PS5. I'm looking at one over there. Now we're gonna make one like that. We're gonna inspire some artist to draw, like, really hot anime chicks in the form, in something that is, like, thematically attached to a drink of some kind, like margarita and pina colada, you know? Alcohol waifus. That's the next VTuber trend. Yeah, they went from animals, food items, now it's gonna be alcohol. That's gonna be specifically for the 18 plus adult XXX VTubers. Like some of the ones that I met at Sumicon.
He's pulling his cock out!
Yeah, it's gonna be for those VTubers. Anyway, I do gotta get going though. But this has been a wonderful chat. Like, I'm still here because I'm liking this. I don't want it to end. I like this little banter we got going. We're talking about alcohol. We're talking about all sorts of little, like, fun things, right? But I do have to get going and get ready for bed, just like Lantis did earlier, so yeah. Thank you all very much for joining. I appreciate the raid. We're doing a second outro now. Thank you for a great stream. You're welcome, Pizza, and thank you for coming by. Tango, thank you as well. Leaf, I know Leaf already left. I hope you're sleeping well or getting ready for bed and all that. So thank you too. It's always best to end on a high note, right? Hell yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pizza, if you catch me live, bring this combo up because I've got a story to tell about my roommate. Oh, see, now I gotta be there too, man. I gotta stalk your streams now. Him and his rumpled mints. I gotta hear this too. I gotta stalk your streams. All right. Good night, everybody. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or good night, depending on where you are. Hope everyone sleeps well and all that good stuff. Bye. Live and learn, people. Live and learn. Take care. You too, Tango. He's like, he was so gone. My friend was so high. Oh, I mean drunk. Either way, you're gone, right? See ya.
Son of a bitch.